How do you keep yourself motivated, right?
Can't ever put your foot off the gas because there's always someone younger, hungrier, ready to take your place, and I don't want to be replaced. So I will show up every single day. I'm going to share something. I don't share too much, but I went from a 9th grade dropout to a master's degree. It meant a lot to me to get my education. Yeah. Has it done anything for me? Absolutely not. Any job I've ever had that made an amazing life for my family did not require a degree. It required hustle and grit. So if you have that, it'll get you far. Yeah.
Welcome to the Studio 321 podcast, powered by Brightway, the Steve Trout Agency. We're sitting down with real estate pros, insurance nerds, mortgage masterminds, and local legends who are making moves on the Space Coast. Hosted by the best insurance crew in the 321. At Studio 321, it's all about community, real connections, and sharing a few laughs along the way. Strap in. Let's launch into today's episode.
Today in Studio 321, we're sitting down with someone who truly needs no introduction to Brevard County lending. Jennifer Kline with the mortgage firm in West Melbourne. Jennifer is the #1 producing mortgage professional in Brevard County. And beyond production, she's built one of the strongest personal brands in our local real estate space. She's incredibly active on social media, has mastered marketing in a way most people only talk about, and she does it all while working alongside her daughter. We're going to dive into marketing, lending trends, what's actually happening in the mortgage world right now, and what it's been like building a business in the Space Coast. So let's jump in.
What is up?
What an introduction. It's so crazy when you hear someone talk about you, but I sound like a badass, so I like it.
I mean, let's be honest.
You are.
You're kind of a badass, yeah.
You are.
So especially in our area, I mean, you're very well known, if not the most known mortgage broker, and you've been crushing it for a long time. So congrats on all your success.
I try really, really hard at it. So
that's awesome.
I literally wrote, what is it like being the it girl in Brevard County mortgages?
I hate that term, but it's flattering at the same time. And I really I'm a girl's girl, and I shouldn't say I primarily work with female real estate agents, but they're a big part of my business. And just anything that empowers women, I want to make sure they look like badasses. I look like a badass, and they know if they're referring to me that their clients are having the best experience. And I want to set other people up for success. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
I love how much that I've noticed in Brevard. The female community, mortgage brokers, real estate, really, really do support each other. And they support everybody else too, but you guys all got each other's backs.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, everybody does so well around here, and you guys crush it. So
absolutely.
That's cool.
Girl power.
Cool.
How long have you been in the business?
So doing loan originations, I'm going into year 9. So I got my license in September of 2017. But I've actually been in the mortgage business per se during the crash. So I actually started doing mortgages by taking people's homes instead of giving them homes.
Oh, wow.
So I did loss mitigation. So I was actually the person who I would skip trace people. So we actually worked for a hedge fund that bought these stretch mortgage-backed loan pools. So from big banks like Bank United, SunTrust, wow. And we had to get them reperforming for our investor who bought the mortgages. So and it's so funny because when I got into loan origination, I was like, I don't like sales. Ew, gross. I don't want to. And they're like, what are you talking about? You literally hunt people down and convince them to sign your house over to you. So I'm like, okay, maybe I am good at this. So
I feel the same way about that. It's I can't stand sales, and everybody's like, yeah, but you are a salesperson. We just don't notice it.
Yeah. I actually don't feel like I'm too salesy. No. I know my stuff and I'm knowledgeable. And I think that comes out when I talk to clients and they just have confidence in me.
Yeah, right.
I'm a fierce negotiator. And I just have a good rapport with people and very quickly. So that's what's helped me.
That's awesome. Yeah. What year was it? You said back in the crash. So what's that, 07?
So no, I didn't get into loss mitigation. I was actually a teacher for 5 years, believe it or not. So I started, 08 was the crash. So probably 2010 is when I started doing.
Okay.
I had no desire to be in the mortgage business whatsoever. And it's just something that has pulled me in some way, shape, or form. And it's just, I feel like I just gave in, it's my calling. Because even before when I was going to school full time, staying home with my daughter, I actually did, it was during the refi boom. Yeah. So from 04 to 08, I was a mobile notary and I was doing mobile closings just as second income while I was getting my master's degree. So it just, in some way, shape, or form, I've been involved in it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like a lot of, we talk to anybody and everybody in different businesses, and it always like, it was never my calling, but I fell into it, and then they become really good at it. I think that's a cool story for everybody.
Well, I think nobody's growing up going, I can't wait to be a mortgage broker.
True.
Grow up.
It's true.
It's not the funnest topic, that's for sure.
I mean,
but
definitely in our
super
industry
important,
too.
so.
Like you talk to any insurance agent, like nobody was like, I knew I was going to do this from the day. You know what I mean? It's like
Insurance isn't sexy either.
No.
That's for sure.
no.
I left paralegal, or I was supposed to become a paralegal. A friend was getting me a job. I was nowhere in life. This was on our first episode, and before that, I had worked like selling cell phones. And somebody I worked with, Steve, I called him. He offered me a job years ago. I left the place where I thought it was going to be a paralegal, and they had me cold calling people for the law firm. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I lasted about 6 hours. I drove home.
Yeah.
I was on my way back, and I called his friend and said, hey, is that job still available? Said, yep. Came here, and that was that.
Yeah, at least if you're going to sell something and have to cold call, at least it'd be something interesting.
Yeah, it was the
Being an
worst.
attorney.
It was the worst. They had the automated caller, so you're doing 400 calls a day.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Yeah, no.
So I used to do that because I actually worked at Chase. Chase had a big loss mitigation center here. So it was like literally what you see. What's that 90s movie? Like where it's just a sea of cubicles. That's how Chase was. And we called it smiling and dialing. And I would make like 400 phone calls, or probably like 100 phone calls a day. But yeah.
God bless you.
So I lived that life.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
They probably don't need that big of an apartment now, right? I mean, that
Yeah.
was during kind of the crash.
They actually did away with mortgage servicing for a very long time, and they ended up closing down the loss mitigation center that was here. That's kind of like even what set me on my journey even further into the mortgage business. So, but it was my very first good paying job. I got paid like $90,000 a year, and to me that was like, oh my God, I'm rich.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But and it changed my life. So
awesome.
yeah, that's the good thing about mortgages. It has definitely changed my life. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
And I've been watching it from afar for years. Like when you first got into the business to now, I mean, you quickly made a name for yourself and became kind of like a fierce competitor, and
Yeah.
definitely have set yourself apart in the marketplace. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you. I feel like it's, this is a business where you get out what you put in. And I kind of floundered a little bit for like my first 6 to 7 months. And then finally one day my husband's like, you need to like start making money at this, or you're going to have to like go get a real job. And that just sounded like the worst possible thing that could ever happen. So I really just dialed it down. I put in the work. I remember last like 2 years ago, I went to a sales rally with the company, and they were like, oh, you got to get back to basics. You should just never leave the basics, period. Like I pretty much do an open house every single weekend. I am number one loan officer, whatever. I will go and set out an open house every single weekend. I want to support my agents, but you get leads. My job is to bring in leads. I have 7 people that rely on the effort I put forth to take care of their families. So I'm putting forth 110% every single day. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's what sets you apart really in the marketplace is like, it's really noticeable how you're kind of everywhere and you're just always grinding. It feels like you always have the gas pedal down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what I see.
Yep.
What does it take? Like, where does that come from? Like, what does it take to do that day in and day out? And how do you keep yourself motivated, right? Because I know, like me personally, I can put the gas down, but eventually I'm like, all right, I need some time to like just pump the brakes a little bit. Like, but you never seem to get, like, it just seems to just constantly be moving.
Well, first, I always say that you can't ever put your foot off the gas because there's always someone younger, hungrier, ready to take your place, and I don't want to be replaced.
Very true.
So I will show up every single day. I've actually had people tell me, like, why do you have a chip on your shoulder? I grew up with a single mom who was on drugs. My mom died when I was 21 years old. I had a young daughter at the time. So really just relying on myself. I mean, I have my wonderful husband, too, that I've been with a long time. And I really feel like I just wanted to prove everybody wrong is truly what it is. I'm going to share something that I don't share too much, but I'm a 9th grade dropout. The last grade I completed was 8th grade. And I really feel like but mainly it was just because of my upbringing and like I can do life better than these adults that are in charge of me. So I'm just going to go be in charge of myself. So I feel like it's just a hustle mentality from the beginning of I can do it better than anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's just carried me on. So.
Yeah, like, no, there's no options. We're going to be successful. We're going to do everything it takes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
That is awesome.
No, thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
Of
I didn't know
course.
that.
I mean, I was.
I did go get a master's degree. So I went from a ninth grade dropout to a master's degree. It meant a lot to me to get my education.
Yeah.
Has it done anything for me? Absolutely not. And if any job I've ever had that made an amazing life for my family did not require a degree. It required hustle and grit. So if you have that, it'll get you far.
Yeah, I said it on a previous podcast. Like the biggest thing that sets apart all of our guests, because we've had some very successful guests on here, and every single one of them just has a grind and like you said, a grit that just and something that's driving them to never stop.
It's definitely
they just work their freaking tails off.
It's internal. I remember my first year doing loan originations, and a lot of like branches won't hire brand new loan officers because they feel like they're going to take too much time up and teaching them. And I got Rookie of the Year my very first year. I closed 89 transactions for I think 30 million or something, which is like unheard of for a first year loan officer. And I had a branch manager call and they're like, well, I've never wanted to hire, someone new. Like, how are you doing so good? I'm like, it has nothing to do with what you know.
Yeah.
It's almost like the agent that's worked for 20 years and I've been doing this 20 years. That tells me you're stuck in the same place and you can't learn and you can't grow. You can always learn loans. You can't learn what drives you to move forward. So that's something that's just in someone. So it doesn't even matter if, they waited tables before. Like if they have the grit, they're going to be successful in whatever they do. So.
No, absolutely.
All your marketing that you do, where do you come up with the strategy behind it? Do you have like a PR person, or is that all you?
It's just me and Kenzie.
Yeah, Kenzie, sorry.
If anyone is, her name is Mackenzie, but I call her Kenzie the most. So my daughter is my director of first impressions, although I am promoting her, so she's going to start doing actual loan applications and working with the clients.
Took my next topic. You took my next topic.
But she does all of my marketing for me, so she kind of scours for like anything that's trending on social media. We make it. She does all my static posts. But really, I just try to share as much of myself as possible. I feel like I'm a little weirdo as I have all these weird quirks, but I love that I do because when I do share so much of myself on social media, by the time I meet someone in person, they already know me. So it's like, oh, I love your Frenchies. Oh, you have ducks. I love your ducks. Like I have all.
It's almost like a warm intro.
Oh, it's 100%.
It really is, and then you're just showing that you're a human too.
Yeah.
And so that's really is. I just try to share everything.
Yeah, I mean, this day and age, that's exactly what that's how people treat things. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's doing socials. So yeah, I mean, feel like you meet you before you meet you.
And I don't try to be perfect. I feel like that's like, and even when I see other people's social media, they only let like one side of themselves, like a perfect side show. Like, no, you're going to see me in my slides out opening the door for my ducks in the morning. Like, I will just show everything about me. So I think that's
it's super real and people can relate to it and it shows. Like, it's not fake.
Yeah.
Like, this is the real Jen Kline that you're seeing.
Yeah.
You're not getting a polished version or something that they really spend a lot of time to make sure it's perfect, right?
I remember one time I had a girl, because I don't like usually put filters or anything, like if I post anything, and she's like, you're so brave to like post your face without a filter. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, I was thinking why? But I'm not.
My face is my face, although I do a lot to make her pretty. But
it's something I need to get better on in social media. Like, social media actually scares the shit out of me, to be honest with you. And so, like, I've always been kind of protective, like, of putting too much out there,
That's how
But I have, since this podcast, it's really, like, helped me kind of open up and stuff and, like, get more about me and my personal life out there and, like, sharing a little bit more. And so I'm getting more comfortable with, posting and doing that kind of stuff. But it's definitely not natural for me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, me and you both, we were never big social media guys.
I don't post at all.
Yeah.
I post some of my kids occasionally, but I don't know. This day and age for me, like, I would leave the family side out of it. Posting more about me, I would love to do, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So it would come off as not genuine.
Yeah.
Like I'm.
But we all, because I feel like that too. Sometimes I'm like, does this sound like conceited? Because I feel like the way, like, I don't post too many selfies or anything like that because it feels like like I'm thinking about myself so much, but I don't think like that when I see other people do it. So I try to keep that in mind.
Yeah,
but
That's what I need.
That's
I
a
need
good
like a
perspective.
social
Yeah.
media coach.
Yeah.
Somebody video me because I'm not going to hold my phone up. I'm just really uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah.
If somebody videoed me, I would do that. But yeah, because hey guys, and like that's just not me. People
Yeah.
know me. But
I try, and Kenzie's really good at it. So I'm always Kenzie's back up into. So yeah.
That's awesome.
the post you guys had the other day, was it champagne in the office or something?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was so much fun. That was actually Christmas Eve, and we were closing up shop early. And, obviously it was still crazy. We had a ton of closings for the end of the year. And I was like, that's it. If we're going to be working on Christmas Eve, we're going to be drunk doing it. So.
I love that. That was great. I was going to lead into, Kenzie's working with you. Is she staying in the business? You just said she's moving into the loan side. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
Kenzie's my little bestie, and I do feel like it's a natural progression. She was not sure if she was going to, or kept being not ready to move forward, kind of wanted to keep her role, which the marketing and coming out to events with me is most important, because if she does want to be a loan officer, making the connections,
Yeah.
like take advantage of who I know and meet these people, and because eventually she does want to, and eventually, I can't continue to grind like I do. I always tell everybody, like, I'm on a 10-year plan where then I'm ready to take the back seat and help the new generation come forward. I want to go more into like a mentorship role at that point in time. And then I actually had a longtime employee that just left me. She had been with me for 5 years, and it was kind of like a devastating blow. And I think Kenzie just looked at me, realized oh my gosh. And exactly. So it was almost like immediate, like she felt that duty to do that. And she is impressing me so much. She's, with her being 24 and being my child and all of those things, but she is stepping up and learning quickly. And it's so cool to see your child go from a kid to wow, did you just do that?
Yeah.
Did you just do that income calculation with no help? I'm so impressed. So it's a super awesome thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, my daughters are super young. I've always thought about wanting to get them pushed in our direction because, lending, insurance, real estate, they're all you can be successful.
Yes.
If we have the knowledge we have, I want to
help them.
This is a good route to take.
Yeah.
I'm not going to push them, but I'm always interested to hear working with family if it's difficult or not.
Yeah. I want to push them. My son, and most people are like, you have a son? Yes, I have an 8-year-old son. And he has my personality. He's a driver. He's on top of everything. Everything has to be a certain way. And I'm like, you would just make the best loan officer. But he has zero desire. He likes working with his hands and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna push him.
I mean, we need more people like that.
Yeah. He actually just started this week as an electrician. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I know, I'm super proud of him.
Make a freaking fortune.
Yeah, he graduated a year early, so he's just my go-getter guy. Yeah.
Electrician, plumbers, we need those.
Yeah.
Anybody listening, go be a trades worker. We need them.
Absolutely.
And honestly, if he ever owns his own business doing it, I mean, he can name his price as long as you show up and you just do your job.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's very much that way, and I will definitely help him do whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So so you were a producer, or an originator, and then you moved into having your own branch.
Yes.
How has that transition been, or how was that transition, and what's the biggest struggle from going to where you're working in a business to then working on a business? You know what I mean?
Making the move for my own was life-changing. Yeah. I did not have control of how the process went at the office that I was at before. So for me, for every contract that you get, you're taking 10 leads before you get one contract, and it's probably not even that good of a ratio.
Yeah.
So having a good solid team on the front end, so I have 3 application specialists. So that way, if I'm here doing a podcast and you have a client that wants to get pre-qualified, they're calling my office, they're getting one of my awesome loan partners that's going to be able to take care of them. And then once we go in the back end, then the processor is dealing directly with underwriting. So I have 2 awesome processors on the back end. And we have our process so dialed down because I pride myself in the work that I do 100%. And I'm like, I have to do better for myself. I got into coaching, and coaching changed my life. I recommend it for anybody to find a mentor, someone who's been there where you've been, that can show you what has worked for them, that is very successful. So I got into tracking, CRMs, doing a follow-up plan, really just dialing down on that. The biggest struggle, I think, is finding staff.
I was going to say a team, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And we have had some turnover too, because this is a hard business. And it's, you got 10 apps that came over one day. Like, we have to work until 7:00 at night and people want their answers now. A lot of people can't handle that stress that this does bring in. Yeah. So I would just say that's it. And just, I really want to be more motivational to them. And it's hard knowing, like, how do you know that, hey, we got to grind it out, but also keep spirit alive so you're not like soul crushing.
Yeah.
Team is
that's
right?
I mean, that's the secret sauce, is trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always balancing that here too. I mean, we're a very high volume, high fast paced environment. I mean, we're pumping out 50 to 60,
policies,
we're binding that many policies a week. And so we have to, like you were saying, like the quote to bind ratio. I mean, we got to quote double that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To do that kind of volume.
Exactly.
And so we're pumping out stuff constantly, and it can be a stressful environment, but we try to keep it light and fun and do all that.
Drink
but at the same
during
time,
the day if you have to. Whatever you got to do.
I'm not pointing at him like, yeah, boss, why don't you let us drink on the job?
No, but it is. I mean, it is tough. It's tough as a manager to do that.
Yeah.
And,
I try to do things to like keep it fun. We do a team event every 3 months just so we have time. I have some employees that work from home. So, it's a difference of who works in the office and who works at home, the relationship that you have too. Yeah. But I just want us to have fun. Like you work so hard and I want to do nice things for them. And I do certain things like, oh, you want Sonic Ice in the office? Bam, here's your Sonic Ice machine. Like, I got you.
Sonic Ice.
We do.
Yeah, awesome.
So I try to make it where they have the things that they need or want. And I usually buy them lunch once a week. Like, I just try to do nice things for them to show them that I appreciate them.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, you mentioned about good team and everything. Would you say, like, with the turnover, the office kind of figures out if it's going to work or not? Not like the individuals, you just know it's not going to work because it doesn't mesh with the whole
I'm
ecosystem.
Slow to hire, quick to fire, that's for sure. But then I also feel like, do I pull the trigger too much? But it's just hard because people put the best face forward when they're there in your interview. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you which one.
Come on, and I am not over your shoulder. Like, I need someone who can like grab it by the horns and go and take control of their training. This is a lot of like looking up. Like, you're asking me, but I'd have to do the same research to get the answer. So that's what I look for. Again, more attitude than skill. I would take someone with no experience but has the drive and the know-how to find solutions versus someone who's very experienced but needs to be told everything to do it every second of every day, because I can't stand that.
No, I agree. I mean, there's the people that we try to bring on here. We want them to be driven and goal-oriented. Those, like, the things that you can't really teach, right? Like, you have to either have that drive and that desire to like be the best at what you do, or you don't, right? Like, it's hard to like motivate. It's really hard to motivate somebody, and you can motivate them for a short period of time. Yeah. But eventually it shows itself. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I agree 100%. Like, that's probably the most important thing we look for. Yeah. We can teach you insurance. Insurance is easy, really, at the end of the day.
Exactly. In fact, that's what I say about mortgages is there's a book that tells us everything that we have to do. Like, the answer is there for you. Mm-hmm. It's just having the motivation to go find the answer.
I know we haven't even talked about mortgages. Is there anything going on this new year? Like, is there anything that you want to tell the listeners?
Not going on with mortgages. Yeah, right. Trump has made mortgages exciting this year. So just a couple of things, obviously, with him throwing out 50-year mortgages, portable mortgages, which would be awesome if that was there.
What's your take on the 50-year? Like, do you like it, not like it? Do you think it's good for people? What is your ultimate?
I feel like it's good for home affordability. I don't think we live in a society where people live in the same home for 30 years anymore. Like, that's not our attitude. Like, it used to be the American dream to, you buy a home, you live in it, you work all your life to pay it off, so then you have retirement. I think we are smarter. Mm-hmm. We have access to more information that we know a house is an asset. I have bought and sold. just even my own personal homes, like 10 homes.
Yeah.
And I have just used it to leverage myself up in the type of home that I own.
Yeah.
But also, I've made a lot of money off of real estate, and I use it as a tool for my financial planning. And I just feel like a lot of people do now. We're not sold the bag of goods of like you buy a house, you work hard your whole life, you pay off your house, and then you die. Like that's not the American dream anymore. So I feel like they do have a place for the right reason. If you want the security, you want a paid off home, then not the right choice for you. So
No, I totally agree.
yeah. But it's being knowledgeable enough to have a conversation with your client and asking the questions what their goal is in life. I think it's not just what my opinion is. What is your goal with this home? And that's really the conversation you would have with any client when they're talking about certain loan products. So
I could see it being good for like a self-employed person whose income is kind of up and down, and you want to maybe protect yourself and get the lowest payment possible if you need to, but you can always make an additional payment, right? You can always catch back up or make that 30-year payment if you want to. I'm assuming there's no prepayment penalty on a 50-year. You know what I mean? And
there shouldn't be any prepayment penalties on any loans unless it's like a specialty loan. But exactly, you can pay it like a 30-year. It's just like when someone has a conversation about a 15-year. Pay your 30. Don't commit to that higher payment. Pay your 30 like a 15, and you can achieve the same thing. So
yeah,
absolutely. Who even made up 30-year mortgages? It's all a made-up number anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, what's the interest rates looking like? Like, what can we expect for the coming year? Do you?
So the last 2 weeks, we've been at the lowest, I think, in the last 2 years for interest rates. So we're kind of in the low sixes for conventional, high fives, mid fives for FHA and VA. So it's been great. I do feel like the news takes a while to get caught up. As we'll hear about rate improvements, and it's too late. 2 days later, people call and it's like, well, they've already gone up. Like so, it does the exact opposite. I feel like we're going to kind of stay the same, and I'm okay with it. Like, I feel like prices are coming down or leveling out. Really, because I even looked at my own pipeline back when I started from 2017 to 18, and this is where rates were at. We were in between 5 to 6% interest rates. So I think it's a normal interest rate for mortgages. So I hope it stays. Maybe unpopular opinion, but I like lower prices because I want to buy real estate.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. I think the interest rates are steady.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of product, I don't want to say product, but
Inventory.
yes. And I'm looking forward to this year. I think this year is going to be a good one.
And first-time home buyers are my passion, and I feel like now, and even just as my daughter, she's 24, she wants to buy her first home and kind of emulate what we did with real estate, and like she can't afford it, So I really feel like I love that prices are improving, rates are improving because it's allowing a different type of buyer that has not been in the market for the last 6-7 years to be in the market so they can start their real estate journey. That's a whole generation. If we're talking 5-6 years, that's almost a whole generation that's been on hold in order to enter the market. So it's definitely necessary.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you had mentioned portability before I cut you off there.
Yeah.
Sorry. But can you explain that a little bit? What is that? Because we haven't talked about that on the podcast.
So portable mortgages is basically a proposal where you can take your interest rate that's on your mortgage that you have now and bring it over to your new purchase. So for instance, I refinanced when rates got super low. I have a 2.125% interest rate. And I bought before COVID hit. So it's like, I'm never going to leave my house because I have almost $1 million home and my mortgage payment's $1,800.
Oh my gosh.
Like, where am I ever going to get that again? So I'm one of those buyers that's paralyzed. Would I buy something else? I probably would, but I'm not going to give up what I have. So it lets that buyer, not be frozen in the home that they currently own by having the opportunity to move that mortgage over to the new one. So.
That's something that's been proposed or
proposed.
Or?
Here's the thing, though. All these proposals are good headlines. Are they going to actually come to fruition?
That's a good point.
It would be a very long time because it would have to go through so much regulation unless, obviously the CFPB gets dismantled and everything goes away. But it would take a very long time for that to happen. Not to mention, there's no money in it for lenders. Mm-hmm. So why is a lender or a servicer going to be motivated to do a portable mortgage, to do a 50-year mortgage, that money is still there. And it's even just like the assumptions right now. Like they make no money off of that. They're charging a couple $100 fee, so and if they got bombarded with that, they're it's just,
Yeah.
So it sounds like an uphill battle.
unfortunately, exactly.
Yeah, most of the money
Money is-
in lending is made at the time of origination, right?
Up front and through the servicing and obviously the interest
yeah,
over time. So there's actually lots of ways. They sell them on the secondary market.
Yeah.
It's once you actually get it into the world of mortgages, there's a lot of ways that you make money off of it.
I wrote on my notes here, we definitely got to touch on the ducks and the Frenchies. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel
My
like
loves
that's
of
a
my
big
life.
part of your life, right?
They are literally the loves of my life. They bring me so much joy. So I have 4 Frenchies. I have 5 Frenchies at one point in time, but we lost Grace last year to cancer. It was so sad. But they just honestly bring me so much joy of such a stressful job, and just to come home and have the cutest little thing greet me. We have one Frenchie we bring to the office every day, Griffin. He's my 10-year-old, and he's a little old man, so I want to spend all the time I can with him.
That's cool.
And then my ducks, listen, if you would have told me this time last year that I would own ducks and not just and it escalated so quickly. We had these Muscovy ducklings in the back of our office this past April, or it was probably like May. And there was like 12 ducklings. We watched them. We were feeding them. They were so cute. And we went out one day and one had like a leg injury. And then we went and checked on him a little bit later. And mom was like literally picking him up and tossing him on the ground to like kill him. So we like hopped over the fence to rescue this duck.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history. I just saw this little baby duckling, and they can't be alone. So naturally, in Jen Kline fashion, I can't just do one of anything. I have to have 6 of everything.
Jeez.
So when you order ducklings, I ordered from this place called Metzger Farms. They make you order at a minimum 3 because that's how important it is. In case one of them dies, they still have a companion. So I was like, oh, well, I don't want mixed match. So obviously I had to order 4. So then we got 2 little Peckins and 2 Welsh Harlequins. Then we ended up rescuing one later on. But the amount of people who get ducks because they look cute when it's Easter time, and they only stay those cute little yellow things for like a very short amount of time. Exactly. And then their ugly duckling stage, like that's a real thing. And that's where they spend majority of their growing up.
Yeah.
So I got such overwhelming requests to take these ducks. So please this spring, do not get ducklings. They only stay cute for a little bit. And I'm not going to take them. I'm sorry. But it did escalate quickly for me. So we went from rescuing 1 duckling to 6 ducklings. I have the biggest coop and run for them. And I got a whole setup. I decorate it. We just decorated it for Christmas. And it looks so cute. And I'm like, okay, I have to keep this going. So now it's decorated for Valentine's Day. I'm going to decorate it for St. Patrick's Day. We're gonna
Do they stay in the coop in the run, or do they get out in the yard? Or
I have the whole yard fenced in. Jerry ended up being a boy, even though he was supposed to be a girl. So he has his own little section, and they have their section. So we put them in at night, so they stay in the run and go in the coop at night. But during the day, they're allowed to go out. Except the other morning, got out and there was literally a bobcat because I'm out in the country and I have 2.5 acres, and there was a bobcat going out back. So I'm literally, picture me, I'm in my jammies. It's 6:45 in the morning. It's misty and dark. I'm out here with a BB gun ready to shoot this bobcat if it comes near my ducks. And I ended up staying out there till the sun came up because I was like, I am not leaving them out here with not protected.
Wait, you had a donkey? You got to get a donkey?
Oh, so I want mini donkeys. That's the next thing. I'm on the fence. I do that huge Halloween party every year, and I do a scare trail through my property. And it's just, I have such a people-y job too, and it's so nice to come home and I'm just encapsulated by woods and I don't see anybody, and it's just my oasis where, if I get donkeys, I'm going to have to clean it out and all that.
Then you're on a full-fledged farm.
Exactly. So I haven't yet. I'm going to stick with the wilderness.
Okay.
So.
We at my property, we don't actually have any of that, but my neighbors do.
Oh, that's right.
And so I feel like we kind of get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because my brother and my sister-in-law and her dad own the property behind me.
I love that.
And they have 20 goats on the property and a donkey and stuff. And so Diana and the kids are always going over there to feed the donkey. And
that would be the perfect
But it's
scenario.
awesome because we have to take zero care of them. We just get to have
all
fun.
all the love, zero responsibility. I love that.
I wanted to ask you about the Halloween party. Thank you. You invite us each year. I have unfortunately not been able to make it down there yet.
You need to make sure you come to one. It's
How
party.
did it get to where it's at today?
So
Looks amazing.
I love Halloween. I always say I don't love Halloween in like a gothic girl kind of way. I love Halloween and the theatrics of it. It's a creative outlet for me. I don't get to be creative that often. So it's more of that. And so I love Halloween so much. My wedding anniversary is Halloween. So right when we bought the property, and it has like trails all the way through it. I was like, oh my God, we can do a scare trail. Like that was my first thought. It wasn't even a party. And it just morphed. I'm like, oh, we can do a party because then I can make all of this a tax write-off.
Business expense, yeah.
So I can spend all the money I want on Halloween stuff and write it all off. So that's kind of how it's evolved. And of course, every year I try to outdo myself the next year and the next year.
It looked like a big production.
Oh, every year it looks like it's unbelievable.
And I do it all myself. So like when I mean it's like a passion project, like from swagging the tents for the party, setting up the tables and chairs, we hire absolutely nobody. Usually I'll have my team come in, we'll take the day off like the day before the party. And that's what we're doing is just getting all the tents and everything ready. It is getting kind of exhausting because I do keep topping myself that then by the time the party comes, I'm like, my back hurts, my feet. Like,
then you got to clean up.
I was
and I do all the cleanup myself too.
I was laughing my butt off because I think you guys created a reel like maybe a day or two after the party. It might even have been a week after the party. And there was like all these mannequins in your yard and stuff.
We did. It was almost it was like this black tunnel with like a red carpet through it and all these mannequins with like capes on them. So it was like really creepy. And then we had two people in there dressed the same and then they would go out and scare.
Oh, wow.
But when we put it all together and someone else like put the capes on the mannequin and they were like staying open and they were just naked and it was like an eyes wide shut moment. And I was like, this is not the type of party we're trying to have here today. So I had to like staple the capes closed. So, it was kid safe.
What do you think has worked for you the most from a marketing perspective? Like when you think about your business and you kind of trying to plan your year from a marketing perspective, what do you go, this is what we really need to be concentrating on because this is kind of what works?
Yeah. If I could tell anybody what I believe is the number one factor of what led to my success, it is social media. Not in the aspect of social media as in posting videos, yes, sharing all of that, but the warm interaction of, okay, I want to work with this real estate agent. I'm going to start commenting on their stuff. I'm going to get to know them. And then I'm big on lunches. Like everybody knows Hemingway's is my spot. I'm like the Hemingway's spokesperson. If we're going to lunch, that's where I'm taking you.
My favorite restaurant.
It's my favorite, absolute favorite. And so I use it as like a warm-up tool where I don't want to feel salesy, I don't want to be cringy. So it's like starting that relationship and then like sending them a DM, hey, I love everything that you're doing. Like, let's go grab lunch. I want us to work with each other. And it goes like that where it just never feels like, and I only reach out to people that I truly do feel that way about. So I'm passionate about making that relationship work with them because I do see something in them. And I love young agents. Like I appreciate the hustle so much that when I see someone young coming out, like when I want to be a mentor, like I want to help young people be successful. And especially in our industry where if I had any direction, God knows what I could have done if it started even sooner. So I love giving props to kids when I see them putting the hustle out, like keep it going. Like you're gonna be awesome at this and just overcoming the fears because I feel like for young people, that's their biggest hurdle is just being taken seriously. But when you're going out and doing the work, like the confidence you're going to build in yourself so quickly, it's going to be amazing. So
yeah, that's
awesome.
Yeah. That's a great point. I grew up, when I first started here, I was like just terrified of everything, couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally changed me.
You need someone to cheer you on. You need a cheerleader, and I just love being that person. So if anything, social media in that manner, that's how I would use it. And then again, sharing everything about myself, where by the time someone does meet me, they're like, oh my God, I love your duck videos. Or, I mean, obviously everyone can't own ducks, but like whatever your thing is. And stay tuned because I'm not that I needed anything else on my plate, but I am teaching myself to roller skate. So I'm going to have my own Instagram page and I'm literally roller skating in my living room right now. It's actually quite hilarious. My husband like cracks up because I'll just be zooming down the hallway and he's like, oh my God, like you're crazy. So roller skating videos too.
That's awesome.
I'm documenting the journey.
Yeah, how does your husband supports you a lot, obviously, and does he when you bring home like another duck or another dog or something? Is he like, uh-oh, here we go?
He is the exact opposite of me. We literally have yin and yang matching tattoos. He's calm, cool, collected, speaks when spoken to, and I'm like this like out there spaz. So it's just like the perfect merriment. And yeah, I spice up his life. I think he loves it.
That's
so
awesome.
he lets me go.
I think it's important. You got to have opposites.
Exactly.
Opposites attract.
The best marriages, we've been married 26 years together, 30 years, is truly, and I always say, like you were saying, I wouldn't want to be married to me. Like, oh my God. So, yeah.
That's great.
Well, it grounds you, I'm sure.
It does.
You know, the craziness of the day, you come home to your husband who's super laid back and chill. It's like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it works.
Absolutely.
Let's talk. So you got,
Come on.
you're a podcaster.
Yeah.
I fancy myself a podcaster.
And so, yeah, I mean, I remember, so I had started doing this and I thought I was going to be like kind of first to market with a podcast, or at least in the circle that I follow, you know, people. And then I think it was last February, I started building out this studio and really concentrating on it, building it out and getting all the equipment and dialing it in. And I think we ended up hitting the ground running sometime in August. It took us a while to kind of get everything going because I wanted to do it ourselves. I didn't want to outsource. Like, I wanted an in-house studio here so that it was super convenient for us. And I just felt like that's how it would work well for us. But I remember seeing your first episode going, freaking Jennifer Kline beat me to it. You know,
I'm a doer. I get an idea and I do it. I do not wait. I do not plan. I just go and figure it out as I go. That's definitely my personality. And I knew I wanted to do something and just use my platform to help others. So the idea was to get their podcast and just be able to highlight businesses and like, what did you do to get to where you're at? Like the strategies that you use, like what growth looked like for you. Because I feel like that's where a lot of people just don't know. Like, okay, I sell insurance. How do I start my own insurance company? Like what were the steps to do that? And obviously, it's just like a natural progression, creating community. That was a good thing of like a lot of the themes were the same between the two businesses, which is awesome. But and the story is me growing up, again, a single mom on drugs. We moved around a lot, but I lived beachside. So I was around affluent people. You know, I'm by mansions while I'm in Rosewood Apartments in Silent Beach. You know?
Yeah.
And I remember I'd be like, what did they do to get there? Like, I'll do whatever it takes. Like, I just need someone to tell me and I'm going to do it and I will be there. So that's kind of was the idea behind the Get There podcast. This year, just kind of as I'm going through and getting guests, and I only did it once a month, so it wasn't something that I did weekly. But that's where my shift is. My passion just isn't there. I feel like I still want to do it, just not as like my main thing. And really this year planning, you know, actually was planning the podcast for the Get There podcast. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just like not feeling this. Like I feel like my efforts could be put and be more useful somewhere else. And so I was just really thinking like, what do I get asked the most? And it's mentorship in the real estate business, leads, marketing, that type of thing. But it's also finances. And I do not feel like we do a good job at all in this country and our school system to teach kids what really needs to be taught. And that's finances. It's investing. It's starting young. And even how you get there. Like I bought my very first home, again, first-time home buyers being my passion, with down payment assistance. So I bought my first home at 24 years old. I knew I grew up in a very tumultuous household and I got evicted a lot, that type of thing. So to me, owning a home was like, I'm going to provide a stable I had McKinsey, a stable house for my child because I did not have that. That was like my driving factor. But that first house changed my life. We refinanced. We started a lawn business for my husband that he owned for 20 years. When we sold it, we made $100,000 off of that for us to go. So real estate can truly change your life. And I just want to help people, like either by investing in real estate. We flipped homes and like what I learned there. But even that, I am I treat saving it like it's a bill. I pay myself every single month. I'm very passionate. I do not want to do this, and I don't want to work this hard where at retirement I cannot kick back and relax and have a good life. Like that is what my goal is. So I do without so I can have later. I know some people have the YOLO attitude, and I do have a YOLO attitude for some things, like, 6 ducks and 4 Frenchies, that type of thing. But when it comes to money and like assets, like I drive a 2017 Lexus. Could I go buy any car I want? Absolutely. I'm not. I have a paid off, perfectly fine car that gets me A to B. Like those types of things do not, I don't have the want or desire because I know once I get it, I'm just going to want something else. Like you have to curve what you're trying to feed yourself. It's so funny because again, like I buy most of my clothes off of Shein, because I want quantity, not quality, but you don't have to spend a lot. For a while there, I was on like a Dollar Tree kick where I went and got all my face products, all my makeup from the Dollar Tree because I got hooked on this one lady, Dollar Tree Dolly on Instagram and was obsessed with the Dollar Tree. But that's it is like, I'm not too good for anything. And you know what? And it's my like mentality that it can all be taken away and I could go back to living, not that I ever want to, but I know I could go back to living the life I had before.
Yeah.
But again, don't want
to. I think finances for a younger crowd, that just the word is kind of scares them. Like, ooh, finances, that sounds too adult, or I don't know what that means or anything like that. But this day and age with social media, microwave society, like, you see all the good on social media, all the nice stuff. I'm going on this vacation, that vacation, this vacation. And people want to do that. But they don't want to put in the work for it. Yeah. Or they don't know how to get there. They have a successful job, but they have, living paycheck to paycheck because they're YOLO mentality. Yeah. So I think it's a great idea for a younger crowd to listen to. If finances aren't scary, like this is how you treat it.
Exactly. I feel like it's overwhelming and people just don't know where to start. The point is just start. Even if it's a high yield savings account where you're making more than it just sitting in your savings account. So just getting started, not being scared, doing the research. Again, it takes work. It takes work to know where to invest your money. And are you always going to win? No, I've had losses. Guess what? And my losses were getting into meme stocks and AMC. But I'm a little bit of a gambler. I like gambling, so that's kind of like I do have a gambler for that. But yeah, like it's just getting started.
That's cool.
And also I feel like finances are so taboo. Like we're told not to talk about our finances, where you almost have like shame in it, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like you need to sit down, you need to look at your finances, you need to budget. And I can tell you from just being in mortgages, I know people who make $300,000 a year don't have a pot to piss in, like have no savings, have no 401k. Like that's a real problem. And I feel like it's from just bad education. I also feel like a lot of us, with shame, guilt, there's a lot of psychology when it comes to money and things happening there in your relationship with money. So
I totally agree. When are you starting that?
So I am. So I'm going to start filming on the 5th of February. So probably I'm hoping by like the middle of February, I have my first podcast on.
What kind of guests are you going to have? People you're going to teach to, or are you going to have financial
It's going to start with just me. So I think the first portion is just introducing the podcast. I want to go over just some basics in investing and topics. And then I will start having guests. Again, like the psychology of money. I want to have a psychologist come in and talk about it, a financial planner of like where you should invest your money. Again, I only bring people on that I believe in, that I've worked with. So it's also curating that list. I have like my first 3 guests. So
very cool. That's exciting.
I'm winging it.
Yeah.
What are you finding are the biggest challenges with a podcast or doing that? Like when you got into it, were you like, well, this is a little more difficult than I thought? Or is it about what you thought it was?
It's so freaking funny. Podcasts are easy for me. This conversation, my jam. Me getting in front of a camera to like talk to the camera, to like do a reel, I cannot do it. I like just freeze and I'm like, I don't know what to say. But I feel like a conversational podcast is second nature to me. I have the gift of gab, so I can like sit and chat with anybody. So
yeah.
I know I'm typically pretty chatty, but when we come in here, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing right now.
You're doing great. You're doing a great job.
We've definitely had to get comfortable with the podcast, right? Like it's definitely not, it wasn't a natural thing for us. Like we've definitely had your heads in the mic or in the camera there.
So that's, I mean, I'm always moving around.
But you're not looking and you're not realizing it. So
yeah, but yeah, I feel like we've gotten way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually really enjoying doing this.
Yeah.
Like the relationships we're building with our guests and just like kind of what you were talking about of having a warm, it's like when we go to events now, people are wanting to ask about the podcast or talk about the podcast. It's like giving us a warm opening to create a relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's been really cool to see that. Yeah. And like, that's kind of why I'm doubling down on it, because it really is helping us build relationships and meaningful relationships, you know? Like we're putting a lot into like post-production and getting good reels and promoting the guests and, you know, that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it's just something that's really been really cool for us because it is giving us like some social media, presence. You know, reels and presence and all that. And like, I do think it's important. And we've never had that. You know, we've always been word of mouth, just networking out, shaking hands, you know, building relationships that way. But I think this just gives us another layer. Yeah. You know, something else to set us apart.
The idea was to highlight guests, you know, not that you need to be highlighted or propped up because you do such an awesome job already. But, you know, that was the idea behind it. And yeah, I think it's great.
And anyone should like any opportunity to be able to be advertised. I mean, that's we are in the sales. We're in 100% referral-based business, and we do need to support each other, you know, and who we work with. So,
and I've been surprised like how many people want to come on. And are like into it and stuff. And so like, that's why we went to every week because it was like, all right, let's get these people in. Let's get it going. Yeah. Because we were doing it every 2 weeks and then we drop an episode and then there was like too much kind of lull between the episodes. And you'd really push it and get it out there. And then there'd be a week of just like no content. You're kind of like, I need what I mean? Yeah, I need something.
And that's for me. So the Get There podcast was just once a month and one business a month. And I would go and record that. And it just felt like, where is its place? You know, like I have all my mortgage content and that type of stuff. So the financial podcast for me is going to be weekly, and that's what I want. It's not going to be so guest focused. It's going to incorporate mortgages for one, like talking about mortgages, but then also talking about the finances. So it just overall for me just makes the most sense. Yeah. And that's you want something that people want to consume too. And people want to know about real estate. People want to know what's going on in the market with mortgages and that type of thing. And from real professionals, not just, you know, headlines
and it helps make
from
you
the
the
news.
Authority. On that too, right?
Absolutely.
So when people think about, I need a mortgage or I'm buying a house, they think Jen Kline. Yeah. You know? Well,
that's funny because that's actually my marketing plan. Like we sat down and I'm like, I just want anyone who needs a mortgage in Brevard County that my name's the only one that comes up. Like total takeover.
You have a very marketable name, Jen Kline. Like
Thank
it
you.
just rolled.
Thank you. I always tell my husband if we ever got divorced, I'm keeping the name. It's fine. I've trademarked it.
I've been following you around town too, around the buses.
I know. I love that. Someone actually just texted me my bus this morning. I have a lot of buses. I'm all over. But I do love that. And it's funny that the buses, because some people are like, well, because obviously it costs a lot of money to advertise on that. And they're like, well, you're getting your money's worth. Absolutely. And here's how. I had a client that was shopping me with another credit union per se, and we had just did the application, and then he called me the next day. He's like, well, immediately after we got off the phone, I went to go so-and-so and your bus was right in front of me. He's like, so it was a sign. You had to be my lender. That's so awesome. I was like, all right, it worked. It paid for itself that month.
Do you got a good story from last year from a particular loan that you remember like, man, that was awesome, or a crazy one? I like a good crazy one too.
There's so many, and I have probably two that come to mind. And one is, and I post her a lot, is Miss Daisy. She's a little dog. And our client, he was actually living with his son at the time, and he fell in love with this dog that needed a home. And he had no intentions of buying his own property. Well, I should say buying a property for his dog, but that's exactly what he did. He wanted to be able to bring this dog home. And so he came in, and the whole time he would go and pick her up. She was still someone else's, but he would bring her every single time he came into into the office. We helped him purchase Daisy her house. We gave him a closing gift, so we gave her everything Daisy inspired. Gave her a little like perfect dog collar.
Oh, wow.
And now they come and visit us probably every 2 months. We get to see Daisy, and she's happy as a clam. So I just love telling that story.
So he brought a property just
For
the
his dog.
That's incredible.
He fell in love and he wanted to be able to have his own dog. His wife had passed away, so he was very much alone. And I feel like that was just, and they're besties. Like they golf cart around, and he tells us all the stories. And he loves showing her off, which is amazing. Like it's definitely like his style. And she's happy. Like if you saw her from like the beginning to what she looks like now, it's a completely different dog. I mean, she's definitely put on a few pounds too. So he's been feeding her lots of treats. But just seeing that progression, so super happy for them. And then I had this one amazing story, and it brings tears to my eyes just because it is just one of those stories. And I taught myself as someone who rescues deals. So I'm like Wonder Woman, and I use that a lot of times. So we had actually gotten this client that got referred over because they had been denied from like some bank.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we have rules in place. We have a book, 9,000 pages that tells us what. And one of those things is if you have declining income from year over year, then you can't use that income. In this particular situation, it was like, we can make this work. Like, and that's where it's not just guidelines. People have stories, and we need to tell those stories. And that's why I always say, as a loan officer, I'm a storyteller. It's not black and white. We are people, and if we can make it make sense, then we're going to make it make sense. So that particular year, we asked, why did your income go down? And he's like, well, my wife got cancer, and I stayed home, and he got paid more when he went on the road versus when he worked locally. So all we did was just basically document that there was, a health situation. He chose not to take this particular type of pay or trips for that year when he was home. He was back making that for at least 6 months this year and 2025. So we made the case. We were able to use the income, and they were able to purchase the home. So it's just me. I love solving problems, and I love being the person who makes the impossible possible. Like I love doing the hard things. That's what my niches are, trailers. My niches are condos. Like I love doing what nobody else wants to do or can't do. And again, it's the proving people wrong kind of thing of it's just
getting the difficult ones done. And
I love
then
it.
they send you all the easy ones too.
Yeah.
Oh, the easy ones.
I mean, I get majority of the hard ones, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're like, what easy ones?
Oh, it's so funny because we do the rescues all the time. And I remember we were in a pipeline, and my processor, Mike, and he's like, yeah, if we could just stop getting these rushes. I'm like, that's how I market myself. So if you don't want the rushes.
I like your sound. I like Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he is awesome.
Yeah, and I've only ever talked to him via email, but he's been so nice every time I talk to him.
He's
So
my OG.
You have a good
Love him.
you have a good staff. You have a good team.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Before we start wrapping up and get into the rapid fire here, anything else you want to touch on? Anything going on at the mortgage firm, West Melbourne, that you want everybody to know?
Well, we just moved into a new office in beautiful downtown Melbourne. So we'll probably
Congrats, by the way.
be rebranding as the mortgage firm downtown, not West Melbourne.
Okay.
So that was kind of the biggest change that just happened. We just moved in. It was a full circle. Like I closed on that property January 8th of 2025. We moved in January 8th of 2026. First time investing in commercial real estate. It threw me for a loop. I learned a lot.
It looks beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's it. It's like I walk in and I'm like, I can't believe I get to work here every day.
No, it looks really
it's
cool.
perfect.
And
It's
it's your
You went all
place.
out.
It's my place. It's actually family property. My great uncle was a real estate broker here for like 50 years. So it's his property. So keeping it in the family and carrying on his legacy. And
Cool.
I mean, I own a piece of Melbourne history. I love
That's
it.
awesome.
That's incredible. And that's downtown Melbourne?
Correct. Yeah, right on Strawbridge.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Great location. Oh, what's the best one to start with? I want to ask, what's the best song to celebrate a closed deal?
A closed deal? Oh,
Rapid
my
fire.
God, I'm not good at rapid fire. Oh, my gosh. And we play like Taylor Swift in the office. I don't know.
I can dig
We
that.
play pop.
I'm a Swiftie. I like Swiftie. I got a 6 and 4-year-old daughter. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
We started, I'm just going to tell you,
Okay.
go ahead.
I was going to say I got a confession to make.
Yeah.
My wife watched the Eros tour.
Oh, what a documentary.
And then I'm like, it's one of those things where I walk in, what are you watching? And then I start watching it, and then I was hooked. I'm like, we watched every
4
episode.
hours later.
She's phenomenal, by the way. Not to get off topic of rapid fire,
Very
but
talented. That's
yeah,
for sure.
she's incredible. No, remember we used to do Started from the Bottom, Now We're Here.
Yeah.
That was our first song.
I like that. That's a motto of mine.
We'd write
I
like
like
8
it.
policies, and this was 15 years ago. And we were like, oh my gosh, we just crushed it. Such a big week. No, but, and one time we were playing that song, and a customer walked in, and we're all dancing around and Started from the Bottom here, and guys just sitting there staring at us like this.
Like, what did I just walk
What did I
into?
just walk
I would be like, I freaking love these people. I'm working with them forever.
You looked, that was like a deer in the headlights. Oh, man.
Coffee or energy drink?
I'm coffee. Like I'm a coffee, like 6 cups a day coffee drinker. Always have been. So 1,000,000%, I'm high on coffee all the time.
Are we Keurig or Nespresso?
So, oh my gosh. So I just got introduced to Nespresso probably like a year ago. I went to Puerto Rico. I stayed at a Ritz-Carlton in Dorado Beach and they had an espresso. And I was like, why am I hooked? So I did treat myself to an espresso machine for the office. It was Target, normally like $279. It was on sale for like $189. So I scooped it up. So now I have Nespresso every day.
Yeah, if you're a coffee drinker, and those are
So good.
they're just a total game changer.
So good.
Early mornings or late nights?
I am a very much like I got up at 4:30 this morning. I'm very much an early person. That's when I get the majority done. I am in bed by 9 p.m. though, so don't text me past 8 because I'm not going to answer. But if I will text you back at 4:30.
Favorite local restaurant?
Hemingway's. We already covered this.
I just went over that.
Yeah, no. I love that place.
I will promote them through and through.
What's the order at Hemingway's?
So that's one reason why I love Hemingway's. Like here's a Hemingway's promotion right now. I have like 6 things that I love, so I never get tired because I can just like rotate. It is the same consistency with the food every single time, which I think is key for a restaurant. The staff is absolutely amazing, and they all stay there for a very long time too, which says a lot about them. Yeah. But everybody knows who I am when I walk in. They come and talk to me like I feel like family. They know my drink order. It's already at my table by the time if the server even sees me walk in, and that's what I love. I love feeling like I'm home at a place too, and that's what they do there. So.
I'm going to make a bold statement. I think Hemingway's has the best chicken wings in Brevard County.
I've actually heard that. I've never had the wings.
The pineapple habergero wings are the best wings.
I love a
I've
sweet,
ever had.
spicy wing, so I'll have to
free
check
promotion.
that.
I mean, it's
They deserve
legit.
it.
Like, we literally, as a family, if we're in Melbourne, we're like, let's get some wings to go and bring them home.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to try the wings.
Yeah, the wings are good.
I mean, I'm a big foodie. I could sit here and talk food for
I know.
another couple hours. So
Me
you guys are
too.
barking up the right tree. Dream vacation spot if you take a break from mortgages.
So my dream vacation spot, I've already been twice, and that's why it's my dream, and I could go there over and over again, and I'll say it again, the Ritz-Carlton in Dorado Beach. It's the most amazing, magical place. If you ever have the opportunity to book it, please go. This is how like celebrities go there. So the first time we went, we were there, and then the week later, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox got engaged there. Like that's how amazing it is. And then the last time we were just there, Jake Paul was there with I don't know, one of the Paul brothers. Yeah. He had his like brand new baby there. So like you're seeing celebrities when you're there.
That's cool.
But even if you don't see celebrities, it is the most magical, relaxing place that I have ever been. And it is the most beautiful property. It's like 25 acres. You can actually live there. You can ride bikes. There's a water park. The water is amazing. So
Where's Dorado Beach?
in Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico. Okay.
I'm Puerto Rican in my heart. I love Puerto Rico. I would move there if I could. Maybe I will one day.
All right, last question. One app you couldn't use or couldn't live without on your phone?
I would probably say Facebook, just showing my age. I don't usually do Instagram, but because it is so vital to my business, besides my mortgage calculator that I do use on the fly, if I'm out and about. But I would say just I'm on it every single day, promoting my business, checking in with, even clients and referral partners. So
That's awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, speaking of Facebook, do you want to drop any of your social media names? So
I am at Jen Lenz on all of them. So Instagram at Jen Lenz Florida. TikTok, I think I'm just at Jen Lenz. Pretty much I just post the same things on all. Yeah, Facebook's my personal name, Jennifer Kline, but the at's at Jen Lenz Florida as well. So
everybody go check her out. You need a loan. She's the gal to go to.
absolutely.
Hey, Jen, thank you so much. It means a lot that you take. I know you're very, very busy, so thanks for spending some time with
I
us.
had a blast. I'm so
Yeah, it
glad
does
I
mean
came.
a lot for us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, keep crushing it this year.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. You're going to crush it.
Appreciate you.
Bam.
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 All right,
easy, guys.
let's get out of here. That's a wrap for this episode of the Studio 321 podcast, powered by Brightway, the Steve Trout Agency. We can't thank you enough for being part of our journey. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with a friend. Until next time, 3, 2, 1, we're out.